All right, it is Monday night, the 11th of November, and we're going to start our meeting at 6 o'clock with a call to order. Roll call, all four directors and our administrator are present. And I need, let's see, approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting to begin with.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Jim moves.
I'll second it.
Gene seconds, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of October 14th.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from October 14th.
I'll second.
Peter second, Kathy first. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Public comment. Items on the agenda limited to 3 minutes. Matters requiring discussion or action by the board will be placed on the agenda for the next regular meeting. Is there any public comment? No. Oh, Jesus, is tough. Okay, old business. West County Gateway Program. Is there any new update on that? I don't think there is. I think that's still in days. Okay. Old business. The new business is Friends of Monorail Facilities Use. Are we finally going to get that straightened out? Gene?
That's you too.
That's you and I. Did she give you this? Remember we talked about?
I never got it.
I'm sorry. Well, what happened though? Well, what happened was we finally ran the meters on a dinner night and saw how much it went up. And so we have to increase it. I believe it was from 600 to...
It's 15 and change.
Yeah, we also, at the facilities level, with the help of Don and Diane, did a bare minimum spread, chart of what it costs to open the building. And so including that, plus the meter reading, it definitely is I think, considerably higher figure. It's more than twice as much of what they've offered for the 600 for what it would cost for an annual basis to do the contract. And I have, lots of concerns why it hasn't been, completed yet. I mean, it's November, so, are we just going to put it on?
No, we're going to complete it. So what did we end up saying? Do you remember the exact?
No.
We ran the numbers.
Well, I gave you,
Right.
I forwarded the
We talked about
spreadsheet
it
both to
still
you and to
tomorrow.
Jean.
Right, we got it.
I can do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, let's finish
You
it.
just
Okay.
need to say, we need this
And I think
fee, and we need to change the agreement.
You have it with you, Kathy?
I do not. I've
Okay.
run
It was a little over $1,500.
That's what I figured it was. I remember it was that. Peter, do you remember all that? Okay, well, we ran the figures and asked them if they might.
I haven't been involved.
Oh, okay. It's Ryan. We can't, I haven't seen Ryan in weeks, but we will definitely finish it.
And should I put it on the agenda
Yeah,
next
put it on the
time?
agenda. This has gone too long. My fault. Okay, next is oath of office swearing a new director. Lucky person.
And you have them to read. So if you read that on the website.
Are you ready? Okay, I state your name. Oh, wait a minute. What's that about me? You too, Peter Andrews.
Well, you do one at a time.
Raise it right now.
Can we can do two at once?
All
We've
right.
done it before. Okay, I state your name.
I, Peter Andrews,
I, Mary Baker,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I'll do all that.
And that I will support and defend the Constitution
Support and defend the Constitution.
of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
here. Here, come here. Here's a two-sheet. There you go.
Peter, you do it. You got it in front of you too. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Just, so I will support and defend.
I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
Okay, against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States.
I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Well, faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you.
Okay, I need some signatures. Peter, we need an original signature on roll. And Sari, Sam.
Does you have one for Mary to sign?
Yes.
Where?
That's funny.
Here, Mary. Full copies where it says candidates.
You know, we need is one of those things on the wall, or something.
Here and here.
Remember?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Remember the part that says, wait a minute, without any mental reservation.
That's why the law is
Okay, next is reports and information. Do you have any board reports?
Yes, I do. Peter sent out an email, and I have a couple of questions on it. First of all, I'll go ahead and read it. Note the note about contact info regarding R.E. Diane at MRRPD, phone, email, computer time. Proper accounting is going to be a real problem if so much interbreeding continues. A separate set of characters is strongly advised. It's still hard to believe that the nominated JPA board members weren't third parties rather than conflict of interest-laden current board members at Fire and Reading Park. First of all, it was somewhat offensive. Second of all, I would like to know exactly what you mean by the conflict of interest-laden current board members. Specifically, you're throwing, you throw these things out here, there's no facts, there's no examples, and that's not right. You need to specify, you need to clarify exactly what it is you're talking about.
Well, what I was referring to is the thing that was openly discussed at the last board meeting, which is that.
On here.
Oh, well,
You need to put it in your emails if you're going to put stuff out in public, in writing. You need to put it.
Wait, start again. Did you want me to update this email or just explain?
I'd like you to explain, but in the future, when you put stuff like this out, you need to clarify in writing what it is you're talking about, and don't just throw out something with no facts, no examples. That's offensive.
Well, the clarification for now is that this is merely what was being discussed in the open board meeting, that I had the feeling that it was too fire department laden, the structure. And we did have the opportunity, it certainly could have been taken that other people outside of MRRPD could have been appointed. Moot point, but that's that. I do feel that one of the things that everybody has to watch very carefully about, which I was alluding to here, is that we don't commingle funds and be paying for things with MRRPD funds that should be paid with JPA funds.
It's not even possible that we could commingle funds.
Pardon?
It's not even possible for us to commingle funds. It's going to be, it was up to the index, and to begin with, the fire department is just about ready to issue.
So are you keeping a log of your time spent on each of your major projects?
I don't spend any time on this.
On JPA?
I don't spend, this has nothing to do with it.
But
I'm not involved.
the thing that I am citing is that the agenda went out with your name as the contact person and your phone number.
What agenda did?
The agenda for the JPA meeting.
Oh, then I'll have to correct.
And that was my
Or-
fault. I did the agenda, and
Those
I
kind of
used
things
the,
fall.
we needed a contact person in the event that there needed to be special accommodations for anybody who'd like to attend the meeting.
Yeah, Rosie will actually be the person who's the weekend.
So,
Who knows?
Rosie,
The administrator for the fire department.
she'll be doing the minutes and
So-
everything. I have not spent any time on it.
no, I understand Peter's concern, I would like to address it.
Well, especially since it came up at the JPA board meeting that they
Okay, well,
wanted-
that's why I'm confused, because I'm the
Well,
last
first
to
of
know.
all, that's, that's not really something that's on the agenda. We can talk about it in my report if we like, because I'm going to do a report on the meeting.
Okay.
We can get there, but, we will alter we needed a contact person just in case there was some special need for someone to attend the meeting, and at the time, it just seemed appropriate to use Diane, that's what we've always used. So in the future, it'll be something different. I do have one quick question, though. Peter, who did you send this email to? This is the first I've seen it. Was it a broad sector
No,
of people?
I normally do, I do not send things out broadly like that.
Yeah, I don't see anybody's email address on this but yours, so I was just kind of confused.
I can find out.
You don't know who you sent it to?
But, have I memorized every
No, I'm just
factor?
curious.
Do you have a group, or, I can understand Jean's concern, because it's, sometimes your choice of words implies such wrongdoing that it becomes offensive to your fellow board directors. So, if I could just repeat Jean's wish and ask that maybe you either put the whole story, or maybe try to not use such degrading words and interbreeding, I don't understand why you would. That to me is a little negative as well, but you of course have your freedom of speech, but as I'm respectfully requesting that you try to use words that aren't so implying that there's such badness going on and something's wrongdoing. That would be
Yeah, and just to be clear with you, Peter, what I was saying before is that there's really not even a possibility of commingling of funds, because the JPA is going to have its entire entity. It's a non-entity. It's going to have an index. Right now, the fire department is asking
Are you speaking
Montreal.
for the JPA?
Well, I'm speaking for what I know from the county treasurer.
Once again, I'd like
We have a report
to
on
caution that, I'm going to be giving a report.
Yeah, let's do that.
And so we could, I think this would be wise.
But the assumption of commingling of funds, or even the
I think we're
possibility of it,
getting
is
away from what
very wrong.
Jean's reasoning for bringing this up.
Okay.
And I didn't understand what the conflict of interest, and if you're going to put stuff like that out, you need to put more information in there.
Okay. Any other board report? Staff report?
Okay. Through the end of October, revenue from both the beach and facilities rentals have fallen quite short of projections and far below 2012 results. The shortfall on the beach side, though, has been negated by way lower associated personnel costs and overhead with the beach, and also really controlling costs with agencies and tear down. Many of these areas, many other areas in our budget were quite a bit below budget, and that has to do with the fact that Creekside hasn't come online. Yet we had, budgeted the overhead for paying telephone security, water, web hosting, things such as this. So, we're in a position that we've got that money for Creekside when it goes online. We had, overall we had budgeted for a $41,000 deficit at this point in time before we receive our first injection of tax monies, but we're definitely not that far off. We're quite a bit below. The difference of which, if you look at the about $6,250 is due to the scheduling of the audit. We haven't paid for that yet, and he's just about to start that. It will definitely be this month. So I would say overall we're about $5,300 below budget in its entirety. So we are, we're continuing to control our costs, and hopefully May, June, we'll have a better time on the beach.
Okay. Independent contractors.
Yeah, just a brief one. I want to make a special request of the board to schedule a personnel committee with myself and Diane. We seem to be have some difficulty in communications, and I'd like to get those things cleared up before it goes too far.
May I say something about that? We currently don't have a personnel team.
Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, and Mary is a civilian on it, so we need to have her, she'll move to that board, but we don't do this, I believe, until the December meeting when we.
Yeah.
Mary takes office on December 6th, so it could be
Time
on
after
December
that.
6th.
Yeah, you can make time after December 6th for personnel meeting, we can solve some, or try to solve some issues.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Is there a budget committee report?
There's no budget committee.
Okay. I see we have some work to do next month.
I thought our budget committee did consist of Jean.
It was Katrina
No,
Thurman. There is no one else new.
Katrina was personnel budget, we have to fill those.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll get to those. Facilities grant committee,
I can just give a quick report, just to let you know that all the hydro seeding happened at Creekside, and it's just amazing. I want to encourage anybody to go over there and see the latest progress on it. I believe last weekend the kitchen equipment all went in. I've seen it with my own eyes, sitting there, so I just don't know if it's all been hooked up. So we're making a lot of progress.
And it's landscape.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing, so.
okay.
We're having a site visit on Wednesday, right, after the...
Other facilities?
Were we
I
gonna do
believe
that?
so. Yeah, I think it's on the agenda for the second meeting of
Okay.
facilities. And our next meeting's this Wednesday morning at 8:30 for anyone who is interested in attending.
Okay. And personnel committee, we're going to meet after the 6th of December.
Yeah, another, we should do personnel budget, and we have to do safety before December 31st.
Right.
So...
We'll
Well,
do
there
all-
currently is a safety committee.
Pardon me?
There currently is a safety
Yes,
committee.
Steve and
We have to have the
Jean.
meeting. We have to have the meeting, yes. All right, is there any marketing public outreach committee report?
No.
Any LAFCO report?
No.
Wow. Okay, CWA report.
I have a report. Do you mind if I go ahead and give it?
No, you're on.
We had a meeting, the CWA met last Monday, and we have chosen the 5th director, which is Rich Homer, who lives in Villa Grande, and it was a unanimous nomination, choice, and, vote. So he has also stepped in as chair to be the equal between the 2 MRRPD board members and the 2 fire board members, so we thought that the 5th person would be the perfect chair. Dan Fine would be the secretary. And those are the only 2 actions that were taken at the last meeting. There was a lot of discussion about a lot of things, but basically it's such a new entity that we need to bring all of this to the table again. And our next meeting will be Monday, December 2nd, here at the Monterey Community Center at 6 p.m. One of the items, just to kind of touch on what Peter brought up, possible support staff was mentioned, because it's become aware that we need to have another person, an independent contractor, and Diane's name was mentioned from everybody basically there. We're going to discuss with her hiring her for and her title will be the accountant for auditing process, because we just need someone to take care of that process for us. So once again, nothing's been decided, no action, but we're not hiring staff or like doing payroll or paying someone to take minutes. This is all volunteer, with the exception of that one person who we have to hire as an independent contractor, whether it be Diane or somebody else. So basically, that's where we are with that. And the next meeting is going to be chock full, believe me. There's lots on the agenda, so if you have any interest, please show up. December 2nd, 6 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, any questions? If not, correspondence?
No.
Okay. All right, the last thing then is the action item. A motion will be made and seconded for each item, followed by board discussion. The item will then be open for public discussion. Public comment will then close. The final discussion item by the board will take place with no public interruption. The board will then vote. And the only action item is the code of conduct.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the resolution for the code of conduct.
I'll second it. Peter, second. Kathy made. Okay, first we'll go to any public discussion on code of conduct. This is an easy crowd.
Do you mind, Steve, if I just read it one
Sure,
more time?
go ahead,
So
yeah.
we all hear it again, and, you know, we continue to kind of do that. For those who weren't at the last meeting, we have developed a code of conduct, and what that represents is it's a set of conventional principles and expectations that are considered binding on any person who is a member of a particular group. And we've got a small code of conduct put aside for the public, and then one for the MRRPD directors. And for the public, it's 3 simple things. Number 1, be respectful to one another, including MRRPD directors and staff. 2, when commenting, stay on topics related to a meeting agenda. 3, understand that the public's right to comment is not a right to engage in dialogue. And then for the board of directors, which I feel much hold a higher standard, and basically the burden is on us to do this fairly and correctly. 1, conduct ourselves in a professional, courteous, and respectful manner. 2, act honestly, fairly, ethically, and with integrity. 3, practice active listening with one another and the public. 4, use civility in discussions and debate with one another and the public. 5, demonstrate effective problem-solving approaches. 6, follow parliamentary procedure in conducting public meetings. And 7, honor the role of the board chair in maintaining order. And last month we discussed it, and I think we also were on board, and so we were at the resolution stage.
Okay, any public comment? Okay, if not, we'll need a roll call vote.
All right, Steve Baxman.
Aye.
Kathy LaPlante.
Aye.
Jean Sasso.
Aye.
Peter Andrews.
Aye. Okay, so if there's nothing else on the agenda, is there?
No,
All right, then I call the meeting to order at out of order, 18:22, meeting closed.
Wow. What's 1822?
22, that's 6:22, no, that's time.
And the
Remember-
date of our
Thank you.
next meeting is December...
December
9th.
9th.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bill took time. Remember us back there.
Yeah.
It is
It
what it
confuses
is.
me.
It only goes so fast because Stephanie and Brian were here. They were going on for 20 minutes each.